This is Tank's vlog for January 30th, 2019. Wrapping up the day in sports. We're brought to you by Allow Me to Be Frank, the podcast you can hear on SoundCloud and iTunes. Exciting news. I am thinking about doing, I'm not officially going to do this yet, but I'm thinking about periscoping the entire game on Sunday. And if I do that, I will do it on YouTube. So subscribe to my YouTube channel. This way you'll be the first to know anytime I post any type of video. While the Super Bowl teams are settling down in Atlanta, the smoke is clearing after Media Day, and now it's the hype until kickoff. The NBA, meanwhile, has a problem on its hands. Tampering. Ever since LeBron James plotted with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh to go down to Miami, there's been this wink, wink, nod, nod of players getting together and joining teams and creating super teams. Kevin Durant took the coward's way out of Oklahoma City, joined the Golden State Warriors, and made the Warriors basically unbeatable. They're going to win a third straight championship year. There's no doubt about it. Now, there's going to be a team that's going to rise up. It's unfortunately going to be the Lakers because LeBron James is already trying to form a super team. He wasn't able to do it this year. He couldn't get Paul George to join him. He couldn't get Carmelo Anthony to join him. But now he's going to get Anthony Davis, and Anthony Davis has already asked to be traded, said he will not sign in New Orleans, which has basically made the Pelicans now irrelevant. Who's going to want to join them with Davis leaving? And this is what the NBA has to do. If there's open proof of tampering, and in this case there is. LeBron James, I would love to have Anthony Davis in New Orleans. Now Davis wants to be traded. This is open tampering. The NBA can't allow this. You know, if they do this behind the scenes and they get away with it, there's no proof, then fine. But teams should not. He's not a free agent until next year. Keep that in mind. He has this year and next year left on his contract. And he's basically forced it now where the Pelicans got to trade him now. That's a year and a half that they could have on him still. And then they could try to convince him to stay. But no, he's already, in his mind, in L.A. We got Kawhi Leonard buying a house in L.A. There's no doubt that there's tampering going on. And we knew LeBron James was going to L.A. last year because he was talking to Magic Johnson. The NBA, if it doesn't police tampering, they might as well not have a commissioner. There's a free agent signing period. After this season, you could sign players. When they're free agents, you could sign players. If they're in season, no team should talk to another team's players or even talk about another team's players. This is the rule in baseball. It's the rule in the NFL. It's the rule in the NHL. But in the NBA, it's ignored. That's why the NBA is a joke. That's why the NBA is boring. The NBA has to put an end to open tampering. You know, if they build super teams, it's fine. If they do it the right way, during the free agent signing period, it can't be stopped. But if you're going to do tampering, and hey, look, I'm going to get you, I'm going to get you, I'm going to get you, this is lawlessness. Now, the NBA slapped Anthony Davis with a $5,000 fine. That's like me and you being fined $5. But the NBA has to stop this. They have to stop this now. Meanwhile, Anthony Davis has been out as of late, but the Pelicans actually found a way to win on Tuesday night, beating the Rockets 121-116 despite a 37.11 rebound night from James Harden, who just continues to scorch the floor. This is like 33 straight games over 30 points. Incredible. Brooklyn Nets, meanwhile, bounced back from their loss in Boston as D'Angelo Russell. Talk about a star on the rise. I mean, they had to bring in the All-Star game this year. He's had an All-Star season, 30 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists. Nets now 28-24. Meanwhile, the Knicks are now officially the worst team in the NBA. Celebration! Get those lottery balls and put them in the machine. Yes, that's right. The Knicks are the worst team as the Cleveland Cadavers beat the Washington Wizards 116-113. It was the Bucks 115-105 winners over the Pistons. The Thunder struck down the Magic 126-117. It was the Spurs in a sloppy game beating the Suns 126-124. Devin Booker had a nice night for Phoenix, 38 points, 5 rebounds, and 7 assists. And the Lakers, without LeBron James on the floor, fell to the Philadelphia 76ers 121-105. On the night on the ice, it was the Flyers getting a shutout from recent AHL call-up, Anthony Stolarz, who had 38 saves and stood on his head in a 1-0 win at Madison Square Garden over the New York Rangers. Strangers to the cup, won't win this year. Strangers to the cup, once every 75 years. Stranger to the cup, they're the losers again. Strangers to the cup, 94 was a fluke. Strangers to the cup, Henry Lundqvist will never win a cup. That's because the Rangers are true. It was the Winnipeg Jets beating the Bruins 4-3 in a shootout in Boston. And the Buffalo Sabres beat the Blue Jackets 5-4 to start their stretch drive after the All-Star break. It was, today's 3 stars are Anthony Stolarz of the Flyers, James Harden of the Rockets, and Russell Westbrook of the Thunder. Today's birthday shout-out goes to one of the only bright spots on the Dolphins in recent years, Cameron Wake, who turns 37. And we take a look back to 1994. Super Bowl 28, the first time the Super Bowl was in Atlanta. Curiously, the other 2 previous Super Bowls played in Atlanta were both played on the same calendar day, because 6 years later, it was the Rams beating the Titans as Mike Jones tackled Kevin Dyson at the 1 to end the game. So, Super Bowls in Atlanta, 1994, the first one, 28, Super Bowl 28, we saw Emmitt Smith with a strong second-half performance run all over the Bills. It was the 4th straight Super Bowl loss for Buffalo, as the Cowboys went back-to-back and a belly-to-belly 30-13 win, Emmitt Smith earning MVP honors, as Troy Aikman was, which is more than normal. You know, Troy Aikman, what's funny is, under today's current rules, Troy Aikman would not have been allowed to play in Super Bowl 28 because of the concussion protocol, because he was concussed. He got hit hard. He didn't even know where he was in the NFC Championship game. Doesn't even remember the NFC Championship game. And wasn't much better a week later when they played the game, the Super Bowl 28 in Atlanta. So check out the full story at Barstool Sports and Sports Encyclopedia, where sports history lives. And don't forget, listen to Allow Me to Be Frank. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Good day.